What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Captain's Corners podcast. I am Ryan here with.
Connor, but who cares? First episode ever. We have a very special guest. Let's bring him in, baby.
We do. We have a special guest. Yeah, you know what? No introduction needed. Let's just bring him in.
Everyone will know who he is.
No one's gonna know who I am.
There he is.
What's up, guys?
That is my brother
guys?
James. Also a lifelong Yankee fan. Yeah, if you've ever gotten a shirt from Captain's Corner, this is the guy producing them. So
it's an honor to be here.
It's an honor to have you, sir.
We love that. It really is. First guest. This is big. This is monumental.
A lot of pressure.
Starts with
you
James
or Michael K.
I was gonna say starts with James Bulkley, ends with Michael K. All right,
I'll see if I can make that happen.
I love that. All right, to start us off, we're gonna play a little game. We've done this game before, just to get the blood flowing a little bit. I got 3 terms related to the Yankees, right? Could be anything. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back and forth between you two. So we'll start with Connor. He'll get a guess. If he gets it, we'll move to the next one. It'll be James's turn. But you guys just go back and forth. I'm gonna give you one word, and we're gonna see. You're going to get more than one word, hopefully. Hopefully not. But I'm going to try to get you guys to guess it in as little words as possible, basically.
Okay.
All right, so let's get into it. All right, so for the first one, Connor, my hint to you is it's going to have to be vague. I'm going to try. It's just got to be coach.
Coach. Okay. Joe Torre.
It's a great guess. It's not Joe Torre. It's a great guess, though. I don't want you to feel any type of way.
I'm upset.
That would have been my guess.
So, James, coming to you, and that's one word. We got to keep a tally. My next hint is pitching.
Matt Blake.
There it is, Matt Blake. All right, 2 words. That's a good start.
Okay.
Nice. All right, so Matt Blake, number 1. Second one, back to you, Connor. I think this should be a one and done.
Okay.
Not to put pressure on you. I know. Burritos.
Johnny Burrito.
Oh, all right. That's okay.
Can I get this without another guess? Can I get not another hint?
I like that. Yeah. We'll do a little phone a friend.
Can we make that a rule where I can take a guess without another hint?
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Austin Wells.
It is Austin Wells.
Oh, duh.
They just came out with the new
burrito. The egg,
burrito.
Which quick sidebar, I saw a lot of reviews from fans saying they thought it was 1 too small and 2 just flavorless.
Wow.
Which makes me upset because I feel like if someone's going to come out with a specialty food, you want it to be good. I never had the 99 burger, but it looked really good.
Now, I just want to say in my defense,
yeah,
Johnny Burrito, I think you photoshopped him as a burrito one time.
That is true. Yep. Listen, it wasn't a bad guess. It wasn't. We got him feeling some type of way already. All right, so 3 words, and you guys are already too deep. That's good. That's good. Next, so this is going to go back to Connor. First, I'm just going to say Gehrig. This is
Lou?
a tough one. That's a good guess. It's not Lou. To James, next hint is going to be nickname.
Iron Horse.
Nice.
Okay.
See, this is tough. Connor's getting the brunt of a lot of first words.
Besides for Wells, he's getting 2 hints every time.
Maybe we switch it. Is there another word?
Yeah, we have 3 more.
Maybe I get the first hint, so that Connor
I like
can.
that. Yeah.
We'll boost his morale a little bit with the second.
Yeah, give me a shot.
So here's what we do. Connor got the first word, the first 3. So now we'll go. James starts the next 3.
Okay.
All right. So next word, my hint to you is going to be statues.
Monument Park.
Wow, James doesn't need Connor right now.
Wow.
That's a great one. All right, this one's probably going to need another one. So if James gets this, we'll see. And you guys are sitting at 6 words. I forgot to clarify this at the beginning, but we're going for under 12 and a half. You guys are sitting at 6 with 2 left.
Wow.
That's great. Oh, so we're a team, actually.
Oh, yeah.
This is
You've been a
amazing.
team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
bad. We
yeah.
also,
Like,
also
I
should
need
have
to lie.
clarified. All right, so for this next one, the hint is just going to be championships.
$27.
Wow,
Was that it?
that is correct.
Wow.
Okay,
This is
Wow.
bullshit.
we're going back to Connor for the last one. No, actually, we got to stay James because this would be ridiculous. So we're going to stick with James.
Okay.
Last one. First, we're going to go hysteria.
Hysteria.
It's tough. It's very vague.
I don't even know. I got Nick's on the mind. I'm gonna say Linsanity.
Listen, I like that, Cass.
I'm gonna punt it to Connor here.
All right, so you got hysteria. Next guess is going to be, or my next hint. I'm going to say jazz.
Jazz hysteria. I got nothing on this one.
This is a tough one.
Yeah.
This might put us over 12.
Just with the one.
You guys are at 9, so you still got wiggle room.
Okay.
Jazz hysteria.
I want to give you another hint, but I just can't do it. Not until we move.
I'll just say Chisholm. I know that's not correct, but
Totally get it. All right. I got 2 more potential clues. I'm going to try to give you the better one first. My next clue is alteration.
And this is to me.
Yep.
The Jazz basketball jersey giveaway.
That is not it. All right, you still got 2 to get it under 12.
Man.
My next guess is gonna go, or my next hint, my bad, is going to be. There's one that I'll save the last one because I think I could be a gimme. I'm gonna say Volpe. Hysteria, alteration, jazz, Volpe. I know it's a lot harder on the other end, but I do think that should be enough to get you there.
James, do you have anything on this?
I have no idea.
I'm
worried I'm not going to get it with Ryan's gimme. I'm going to look like a fool, and I'm going to be the reason we're over 12.
No, the gimme is
everything.
The gimme is an absolute gimme, but just take one more minute. Hysteria, alteration, jazz, Volpe.
This just makes me think like middle infield duo. Is this a phrase or a single word? Can I ask that?
It's 2 words. One thing.
Double play?
2 words. All right. The 12th hint.
Oh boy.
It's an absolute gimme. It feels gross even saying this but I'm gonna say.
I hate when you do that because now if I don't get it.
Actually, let me actually look up something really quick so I don't actually sell this.
This is a tough one.
All right, I'm gonna go with underwater. And actually, my gimme was different, but I think that this actually pertains more to it than I actually didn't even think about necessarily what this is.
Jazz, hysteria, Volpe, underwater.
So over here, put jazz and Volpe. Over here, think about hysteria and alteration, and then underwater is like that's all I got for you.
Good luck, James.
I'm surprised.
And it's 2 words.
I have no idea.
One thing, 2 words.
Underwater. Oh,
Man,
can I guess after him?
Well, at this point, I think you guys could
I
just be
think
a
I think we can
team.
both get Connor. If you've got a guess, you go for it. I've got nothing.
I really don't have anything,
Well,
but
maybe we can talk through it.
okay, I like that. My mind went to like injured list, underwater.
Here's what I'll say. When you guys, if you do think of it before I have to say it, you're gonna be like, oh, all of these things kind of make sense. So it's not gonna be like, oh, maybe this is gonna be like, oh. And I'll give you a bit of a hint. It's gonna really, it should get it, but beginning of the season.
Underwater is throwing me off.
The whole thing's throwing me off. Hysteria,
You guys
Jazz,
were cruising too.
Volpe, Alteration, Underwater.
Oh, torpedo bats.
Thank you.
Oh.
Oh!
Way to
There
go,
we
Connor.
go.
Good job.
Nice. I'll give it to you guys. You got it.
Good job. That was a tough one.
Now that that makes
Yes.
sense now knowing what it is.
You guys just cruised through the other one so quickly that I thought that was good.
Yeah,
though. Good
that
stuff.
one was tough.
All right. Good
Yeah.
stuff. Now before we read a couple tweets and kind of just look at the landscape of sort of Yankee fandom, I'm going to open the floor just to you two to either talk about last night's game, just the recent kind of couple games, the season overall, just if anyone has some thoughts or anything they want to kind of talk about.
I'll say, James, you're our guest. You go
I mean, I
first.
feel like the elephant in the room is Devin Williams.
Absolutely.
I feel like at this point, you can't even pitch him in the 8th inning in close games.
No, you really
I don't
can't. Yesterday they tried to do that, right? I was watching the Knicks game, but they tried to get him in the 8th, and what did he load the bases up for Luke Weaver to come in and try to do it, or Cruz came in?
No,
I don't know
well,
how that went down.
I don't remember exactly what happened because I was watching the Knicks too, but I did see that I think he loaded the bases and then maybe gave up like a 3-run double or something in the 8th.
That's
And
right, he
then
did
Luke
that
came
there, huh?
in, and then I think Luke came in to get the last out maybe of the 8th and gave up another run. But yeah, just awful.
Unwatchable.
Yeah,
Just uncompetitive.
yeah, so bad. I feel like you got to
Absolutely.
just save him for blowouts now.
Just
Yeah.
Who's our big off-season help
Yeah,
in terms of bullpen?
yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of insane. And I saw on Twitter at least that people were obviously they were giving Luke grace because they were all unearned runs, but I saw a lot of people chirping saying like even Luke couldn't get the job done. Conditions weren't great either. It was like downpouring,
Yeah,
but you still have to find a way to close out a game, especially when you're up like 3-0 against the Padres like that.
I did see Aaron Boone kind of attributed a lot of his struggles this season to like the weather, and control issues, but yeah, certain things being attributed to the weather. And isn't every pitcher dealing with that though?
Exactly.
yeah. And it's not like it's been bad weather every time.
Yeah.
It's not 15 degrees outside anymore, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
we'll come back to this. We'll touch on some tweets here and kind of talk about these, and I'll kind of direct them just so we can all chime in, but we'll start with someone and then kind of go off that. So we'll start with Connor. Connor, what are your thoughts on George Lombard Jr. here? You got the call up to Double-A. He's the youngest call up to Somerset ever, I believe. Or no, since Jason Dominguez. My bad. Jason was the youngest. He's 19 years old. He's in Double-A now. What are your thoughts and kind of what do you think about that?
I mean, so excited for the future. If you see me looking to the side, I'm trying to pull up his single A stats.
I'm pretty sure they're insane.
Because, yeah, I want to say they're crazy. Single A stats. Yeah, very excited. I I know Volpe. I mean, he's a Gold Glover, obviously, but the bat hasn't quite been there. Um, we went over that last episode, just over his career. He hasn't been the best hitter. He's actually been one of the worst in the league. But if Lombard can come up the way he looked in spring training, and he's so young, that could be, I mean, a huge help just for the future of the Yankees. Even if Volpe or him go to second, or just helps a lot. Okay, his single A stats: 329 average, 495 on base, 488 slugging, and 983 OPS, a home run and 13 RBIs, and 23 walks.
Wow.
More walks than strikeouts. 23 walks, 22 strikeouts. So, I mean, I feel like that also speaks numbers, just his plate control and, the eye they always say is like one of the big tests in the MLB.
That's something we've lacked this season, too. We strike out so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. He definitely won't be ready for, a little bit, but it's exciting for the future,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, how long do you think? Maybe 2 years?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long do we have Jazz for? Does his contract run up after the season?
It's a good question. It's either like this season or maybe one more year after this, I feel like. But yeah, I'd say roughly 2 years. But then that makes me think about Spencer Jones, and I feel like he's been down there forever. So who knows, honestly.
Yeah, true.
That's true.
But it does feel like Lombard's kind of skill set's more of a need, like an infielder who gets on base. Like Spencer Jones is kind of like the outfield's kind of full. I don't know. We'll see. I think a couple of years.
Yeah, and think about like some of our like middle infield prospects that have kind of been like stuck in purgatory. Like Peraza hasn't gone like a ton of run and whatnot. They're not the best hitters though. Lombard is almost one dotting. I mean, it's single A, but still, that's a big upgrade.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
All right, James, what do you think about this? This tweet says the Yankees 19-26 are on a terrible losing streak. And then are we supposed to be excited about DJ LeMahieu being fresh off the IL?
Wait, say that first part again?
Basically, they just talked about they like made a fake record, and they're talking about.
I was gonna say, where did that come from?
Yeah, they're imposing that we're going on a huge losing streak, and they're talking about DJ being fresh off the IL. What do you think about DJ, and how's his usage going to come into play here?
I don't know. I don't really see a spot for him. I mean, unless someone really, like the bottom falls out. I don't know where you put him. I mean, like you said, Connor Volpe, Gold Glover. So I mean, DJ's not gonna play short. You got second base, you got Jazz. That's what you brought him there for. First base, I mean, you've got problems already at first base with who do you play, Goldschmidt or Rice. So yeah, I mean, and I hate to say that if they're gonna play him, I think Oswaldo is gonna get kind of the short end of the stick there and probably get bumped. And I like him, so that really stinks. But I don't know. I mean, maybe if anything, maybe they give him some reps, and if he's decent, maybe they can trade him. I don't know. I don't even know what his contract looks like. But yeah, I don't know.
I will say the only thing I think going in his favor is that Jazz just got hurt. So
yeah, that's true.
He might get run while Jazz is out, but I don't know what his timeline to come back is. I think it's soon though, right?
You just got brought up to the Rail Riders, so it should be very soon, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I mean, he'll probably just replace Jazz while he's injured, and then I don't like you said, James. I mean, whose spot does he take?
It just seems so impossible for him to come back and be a good hitter. I mean, I think I talked about this last time. Like, I'm usually so optimistic for guys that like were once good hitters, get injured, something happens, maybe they're not hitting well. the way DJ was just swinging the bat the last time we saw him, it was like he was batting like a $180 and he just looked horrendous. He's not fast. He doesn't have power. Now that I think about it, he was playing third at the time, and like he was making the most outrageous errors that we've never seen DJ LeMahieu make. So Oswaldo's young. He's got a good glove. I know he's not the best at the plate, but yeah, I don't know. DJ's an interesting one, and I love him. Like he gave us a lot of good time,
Yeah.
honestly. But
I mean, I feel like if he can get back to somehow to like his high average, high on base numbers, I feel like you have to keep him in. And that's the thing too. Like you said, he's not fast. He's not really a power hitter, so it's not even like a guy that you can kind of store on the bench. Like I would almost argue that you'd rather have Jazz if DJ can kind of put up those good numbers that he's done before. You want him in the lineup with guys like Judge and Goldschmidt. You need just guys on base. But I feel like Jazz would be a guy that you'd rather have on the bench then and say, okay, sixth, seventh inning, we need some speed, bring in Jazz. And I feel like he can kind of play anywhere. And so, he kind of gives you that versatility of pinch running for someone who, you normally might not take out. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I don't know.
definitely, and that's in a perfect world where DJ comes back and he's batting like 280. So
Yeah. So
that'd be a great problem to have.
we'll see
Honestly,
about that. We'll see.
we touched on this, but we got fans upset about the Yankees having a lead and Devin Williams coming in and just crushing all of our hopes and dreams.
Yeah, I kind of talked about that.
we kind of touched on that. I really don't like, and honestly, I saw a Luke Weaver press conference and it was kind of similar. He gave us a little more, I don't know what the word is, but Devin Williams press conferences just get me even angrier when I see him. Like he just seems so like, I mean, I guess it's a tough place to be mentally. But he just seems so down on himself, and also like, I don't know, just giving like these like small little answers that don't really pertain to like the team and like wanting to help us win. Again, it's hard to really talk to media when you keep blowing saves for the Yankees, but I would like to see I don't know, he's got to change something, and it's obviously not going to start with his pitching. So maybe like his mentality, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everyone always liked like Stanton's kind of media responses when he was struggling. He always took like accountability, and I don't know, he's more positive. Devin Williams is just tough situation right now.
Yeah, and like you said, I think he's got to give us something. I mean, I was at the game the other weekend, and as soon as he came in, he got booed. We want Weaver chance, and I was sitting there, and I'm like, he hasn't even thrown a pitch tonight. Like, let's give him a minute. Like maybe he has it, and it's probably so mental. But at the same, like you can't even be mad at the fans. I mean, you get the lead, and you know that this guy comes in, and odds of him blowing the lead are pretty good. And so he's got to give you something. I love what the Phillies fans did with Trey and what the Mets fans did with Soto recently, where you got a guy who's struggling and you kind of give him a standing ovation, kind of get him going again. I love that attitude. But I think as a player, you have to give the fans like something. And if you can't give them performance on the field, give them just a good attitude in like the post games. You got to just give them something to cheer you on about and maybe get you rolling again. But he's not giving us any of that. That's rough.
Do you think that Yankee fans would do that, a standing ovation? Could you see that happening?
I mean, I think I could see it happening if I think, and I'm trying to even think of like what he could say. I almost feel like if he just owned up to it and just said, like, yeah, I'm struggling. My stuff's not good right now. I got to get my mind right. I think if he just said something like that along those lines, where the fans can kind of pick up on, like he would almost have to hint at it of like, yeah, it's bothering me a little bit that I'm going out there in Yankee Stadium and I'm getting booed before I even throw a pitch. I think if he just hinted at it without actually saying it, because then Yankees fans would say he's a baby. I think if he just hinted at it, I think Yankees fans would do it. Maybe not everyone, but you'd at least maybe get like a 50-50 split, some cheers, some boos, and then at least he wouldn't hear the boos so loud.
It's better than what he's getting now.
Yeah.
I could see if we're on like a 5-game win streak, right? and he comes out in the 8th. I could see us then, like everyone's a little bit happier, like there's not as much pressure. Maybe we got like a 4-run lead. I could see maybe the
Yeah.
fans getting behind him, but like you said, you got to show us something. He made us change our lifelong beard policy, and then he comes in and does this. It's just not going to fly anymore.
Mhm.
That might be where the issue started. He
I
seemed
genuinely
about the beard.
I genuinely think it is. I see so many people joke about it, but like it started with that. There must have been some type of like tension between him coming here and like having to shave his beard. And then here we are, like the best closer in the game has like a 10 ERA at the moment. It's like unbelievable.
And I feel like the fans were like just making fun of him like so hard, like the baby face Devin. But
I did see something interesting. I saw a tweet and I didn't really look into it. And I can't name all the Brewers closers over the years, but I saw a tweet that kind of caught my eye, and it was basically just that the Brewers have always had really great closers, and they get traded or leave, and then typically a year or two after leaving, they're average or bad, and it's just something I don't know. It's just a short shelf life for these closers.
That kind of it does make sense, honestly. You're in a place like Milwaukee where like I mean, I can't imagine the fans are nearly as like tenacious as no one is as tenacious as the fans in the Bronx, but like you could probably flourish so well in Milwaukee, and then you come to a place like the Yankees, and it's probably so tough. And like you said, like the game you were at, I mean, not all of it was just that Devin Williams is so bad. Part of it was that Luke is so good. Like he hadn't allowed a run up to that point.
Mhm.
Um, his stats are still incredible. He just is so locked in and just does the job every time that yeah, Devin Williams is bad, but part of chaining we want Luke Weaver is like we want Luke Weaver to be our closer.
Yeah.
Like he's shown that he could do it since last season. So I mean, and then also like each game Luke Weaver comes in, they pan to Devin Williams and it looks like he's the saddest person in the ballpark. Like, and I get it. That guy like kind of took your job, but that's part of that big G mentality. That's part of like giving us something like cheer for Luke, like maybe crack a smile when you win the game. I saw like they closed the game out and you still got this sulking face on him. It's like, yeah, you lost your job, but guess what? You can get it back if you, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, oh yeah. Quick question. What do we, I have a pretty strong opinion on this, but what are your thoughts on that play yesterday where Rodon, Peraza, and Goldie and Wells just let that fly ball drop? Did we all see that play?
yeah,
I didn't see that.
Basically, there was just a fly ball. It probably was about, I don't know, like 10 feet out from home plate. And Rodon's kind of looking up at it. He puts his arms out. He sort of like looks down, looks back up, and then Goldie doesn't get to it. Wells doesn't, and Peraza kind of runs into Rodon, like trying to get to it. Um, I think like pretty much in all levels of baseball, like you learn like the pitcher shouldn't catch fly balls. There's just like coming off the mound, it's tough. Like really everyone else should be getting them. But there are certain fly balls where a pitcher can put his glove up and catch. And I think that if you know where the ball is going to land, and then after the ball drops, Rodon, I think he just stands there like this or something. What is he like? Maybe hands on hips. The way he was standing after that was like mind blowing. And just his mental, like where he is when he pitches is so unbelievable. When he's dealing, he's so locked in, he's so passionate. If one little thing doesn't go Rodon's way, he reminds me of like a toddler sometimes.
yeah,
It's mind blowing. I don't know.
yeah. That was a rough play. I think someone's got to call it, or maybe they were all calling it. Who knows? Yeah, my first thought was the same thing, that pitcher, typically doesn't catch that, but I don't know. Everyone was literally just standing in a circle.
It was unbelievable. And Rodon was like walking toward it. So it's like I feel like you should maybe get out of the way, back up. Because like Praz ends up running into him. And yeah, all over Twitter I was seeing like, oh, the pitcher's not supposed to catch fly ball. It's like, okay, it's not a rule. Like he can. You see pitchers make athletic plays all the time. But I don't know. That was kind of crazy. Any thoughts on just still being a game and a half in first place throughout like kind of what we've been going through this past couple games? Kind of a testament to how poor the AL East is almost, I feel like.
Yeah. Orioles have had a rough start. The Blue Jays are the Blue Jays. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you could spin it two ways. One, it's like, oh, this is rough, and we have like a West Coast trip coming up, and more games against the Padres. So like, doesn't look like it's going to be great the next like week or two. Um, but you could spin that positively and say, even while we're struggling, we are in first place. I don't know. Depends on what type of person you are, I guess.
Absolutely. All right, let's see. It's crazy to think that someone tweeted about what our record would be if we hadn't pitched Devin Williams. A lot of Devin Williams on the timeline.
He has literally lost us like what, 4 or 5 games?
Yeah, I think we're up to 5 now.
Thanks.
Which it's like we're a game and a half up right now. What could that be if we just closed out some of these easy games?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really it for the tweets. All right, so I mean, where do we see ourselves in like 2 weeks? What kind of guys do we see get going? Who do we think can kind of figure it out? What's the standings look like? James, what do you think?
I think Judge really got to get going.
Okay.
He's holding us back.
Kidding, obviously. No, he's unreal. But I think Volpe will. I'm gonna follow who said it before. Connor, you said it last week. Or both of you said it last week. Connor or Volpe is gonna get going. I think he'll pick it up. I don't know. I think he's. I mean, he started off pretty strong. Well, I guess just with home runs. Was it like his first 4 hits were home runs or something like that?
Yeah.
But I think he'll get going. I don't know. Hopefully, I mean, Fried can keep doing what he's doing. And Rodon's been pitching pretty well. So I don't know. I think they're in a good spot. I mean, even though we've been struggling, I think with the guys that we're hopefully going to get back in the next month or two, I think we're looking okay, but we'll see.
Connor?
Yeah, I agree with that last sentiment. Guys should be coming back. Even like in a month's time, Jazz will be back, and yeah, I don't know. It'll just be interesting to see. I guess how certain players kind of respond to their cold streaks that they're in right now, or how they come back from injury. And yeah, last week I picked Jazz to get going. And
That's right. And then he struck out as you were saying it, right?
And then he got injured the next day. And that's on me. I take full responsibility. And I apologize for that. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's more fun to be hopeful. I really don't think that this West Coast trip is going to be great for us. And DJ's going to be coming up to fill in Jazz's spot. I'm not very excited about that. But hopeful that certain players turn it around. It'll be a better watch.
Absolutely. One thing that does frighten me a bit, and not that I don't think Judge is just going to keep doing what he's doing. I think he is going to be. And same with Fried. But what worries me is can they keep it up for the entire season? Meaning will Max Fried really finish with a 1.5 ERA and will Judge finish with a 440 batting average with 58 home runs? The home runs, yeah, Judge is going to do that. But those two guys, I feel like we've been so dependent upon that, God forbid Judge or Fried has a bad game. I feel like that's where things are going to get out of hand. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't know if we have that full team feeling right now where everyone's kind of doing their part. This guy's winning the game tonight. This guy's got the big stolen base this night. It's I don't know. And in the beginning of the season, we really did have that. It felt like all 9 hitters were going to be all-stars. And then we came back down to earth, but we kind of fell through the earth, it felt like. And we got guys like Belly's got to get going. Volpe's starting to show us that. Jazz is injured, but he's got to get going. Kind of curious on what this plan is for Dominguez. I feel like we're just sitting him now against like these, is it right-handed pitchers that he's like not allowed to see anymore? Like I think the last 3 games he was sitting. For a guy that's that talented and like that we have to kind of develop, I feel like that's not an ideal plan for him. But was my
That's
was
tough
my
though, because then who do you sit? The way Grisham's been hitting, you can't sit him.
Yeah.
So it's got to be Belly.
that's like that's the gross problem is that Bellinger's not performing, but we're paying him 25 million. Grisham should be the guy like off the bench, but he's hitting like Barry Bonds. And then Dominguez has been solid in my opinion, but like there's not really, I guess there's not a spot when I don't know. It's tough, but
Mhm.
I don't know. Belly's just got to get going. Really, he's so good defensively. So it's like
Yeah, I was gonna say that's his saving grace.
It really is. It's kind of like the Volpe thing. It's like he is really good defensively, but we do need these bats to get going pretty badly.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the reason why we're maybe not as positive, even though we're in first. It's just it's been Judge and Freed and Grisham, a handful of guys, not like a full team effort. But we'll get there.
Yeah, I agree. Was the player I picked Connor Clark? I feel like it was Clark Schmidt, right?
I think it was.
So I mean, hey, we're scoreless through 2. That's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
We'll take that. All right. Any final thoughts here? Anything?
James?
It's great to be on.
Love that. Before we head off, James, we're going to start something for each of our guests. Just before you go, you got to tell us your favorite Yankee of all time, like your true favorite, and then you get like a fun favorite. Like, for example, like obviously I'm going to say Derek Jeter is my favorite. I think Connor said the same. It's like almost like everyone's favorite is Derek Jeter. So you can say him, but then you got to give us more of like a personal favorite.
Wow.
There's a couple. You don't have to say Jeter, obviously. Maybe you got
No, it's honestly, you know what? I think my favorite is A-Rod.
Okay.
I think he's my favorite Yankee.
It's very valid.
Yeah. I mean, phenomenal player. Obviously. And the way that he responded, I think, to everything that he went through, that he put himself through. Not that he went through, he did it to himself, but I think the way he responded to it afterwards. I remember, I think what was it, like his first game back, he hits a home run after his suspension or something like that. So I think he's my favorite. And then a fun favorite.
Yeah, like Connor, yours is Alfonso, right?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Alfonso and Hideki are like my 2 that I love.
Yeah,
those are good. Yeah,
mine's got to be Matsui. I love him.
Yeah. You know what? I think my fun favorite. I think Jorge.
Great answer.
Yeah.
Great answer. All right. Well, that's another podcast in the books. Thank you, James, for joining us. And
thanks for having me.
Hopefully next time we have James on, we're sitting 10 games in front in first place, and we're talking about World Series aspirations.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go, Yanks.
Let's go.